What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Tough Runs Don't Last podcast. I'm Graham Powell on this screen. That's Michelle Zangulis on the other. Say what's popping, Michelle.
What's poppin', Michelle?
Happy Easter, everyone. Yes, it is Easter Sunday, and we are still having our podcast. We're doing it a little earlier than usual so that, so I can go do family stuff. I think Michelle's just going to hang out and do cool stuff because that's what she does. But
Yeah.
anyway, before we get started, because I've got quite a bit to talk about, we're going to give a quick shout out to our sponsor. So, Michelle.
Here at Tough Runs Don't Last, we know that not every run is smooth, but your audio can be. If you're making a podcast, a training journal, or just want to hear your race recap in French with a robot voice that actually sounds human, check out Fish Audio. It's ranked top 2 in realism across 13 languages, faster than the other guys, and their real-time speech API is next level. Try it free today at fish.audio.
All right. So, yes, shout out to our sponsor there for this week's episode. And yeah, that's a much smoother delivery than I did handing it off to you for the sponsor plug. So, we'll do better next, or I'll do better next time. Hi, Dexter. Dexter decided to come in here and say hello to everyone on this Easter Sunday.
Hello, Dexter.
So, yeah, so I had a few things happen since our last episode. Did we discuss our race getting canceled on the last one? The Wildcat or postponed?
I think so, because yeah. I've slept since then, so honestly, I don't remember. But I think we did because it was the storms and all of that, because we were supposed to podcast that week, I believe.
No, I don't think. No, we didn't miss a podcast. There was still plenty to talk about. I remember that just still being on time, podcast wise, or on schedule. But anyway, since then, we did have a couple of Grand Prix races on back to back days. The only back to back day in the Grand Prix series, the Hogeye Half Marathon and Hogeye 10K. And your boy got a PR in the half marathon. That's Saturday. Yay! Clap button. First time ever running a half marathon in under an hour and 45 minutes. I knew at a certain point I had a shot, but I started with the 150 group, the hour and 50-minute group. And I don't know. I said, well, see how this goes because I ran it in 151 and change last year. Same race, and that's only because my brother was with me and paced me the last several miles. So that's the only reason I ran it that fast. But I'm in better shape now. I said, if we can, I think we can maybe do this. And it's kind of funny because a guy that has my last name, I'm pretty sure no relation, Dale Powell, who is also in the Grand Prix series. I know this because this turns out this has happened to both of us. We'll go up and get our packet, and they hear us say Powell, and then they'll say both of our names. So they'll say Graham to him, and they've said Dale to me. I'm like, no, I'm Graham. So that's how I knew. That's how we knew each other existed. And so I found him on Strava, ended up following him. He followed me back, and we're at the start line for Hogeye Half. He comes up to me and goes, "What's your name?" And I tell him, he was like, "I'm Dale." I was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" um, and then he said what he was going to do. He said, I think he said at first he was going to stick with the hour and 50-minute crew because he's fast, by the way. And he ended up just kind of kept going because it was pretty jumbled at the start of the race. So it was kind of hard to it was kind of a slow start. But I saw the hour and 50-minute crew. I was like, I'll get with them. And then I just kind of kept going. I felt good. And as the race progressed, I want to say around mile 4, I could see the hour, or it's what I thought was the hour 45-minute crew. It turned out it was the 3:30 pacer, which is the same thing, except you break off at a certain point. And I could see Dale and a group of other runners um, just around them, and they were all super fit. So it made me feel good about myself. I was like, hey, look at me keeping up with these super fit people. The University of Arkansas has a run club, and they were rocking their stuff there. And so there were quite a few people just in that crew. And I was like, I'm gonna try to get to them if I can. And I did. I caught up with them and they were going a good pace. So I was like, okay, I feel all right. I kept waiting for a certain point for me to get tired and back off a little bit. That happened once as we were going into like the trail system there, the bike trail there in Springdale. But it turned out he was going a little fast. He even said at a certain point he slowed down significantly. He's like, "Sorry guys, I went a little fast there." I was like, "Okay, it wasn't me." I was just thinking it was me. I wasn't even looking at my watch. But when I did catch up to them, Dale turned and he was like, "Hey, you made it!" And so we ran together for a while, and we kind of essentially ran together most of the race. And then he just kept going at a certain point, and he just moved. I think he finished in 153 or 143 and change, and I came in at 144.34 was my chip time, I believe. Because at first they had the gun time the same as the chip time, and I was still under 145, but it was my watch was faster, and obviously it wasn't correct as far as my chip time. So I was like, well, it's still one sub 145, but they did fix it later, a couple hours later. But yes, I was surprised that I ran that. I never thought I'd be able to run that fast in a half marathon. I felt pretty good about myself after that.
I was gonna say, literally the day before, you said you were talking goals with me, and you even said, "Well, I know I'm not gonna get 145."
That's what I thought. I mean, at Run the Line, I tried to. There was me and a girl named Judy in my run club, also from my hometown. Went to high school together, but she got there at Run the Line. That was her goal. Run with the 145 crew. I couldn't keep up. I got 2 or 3 miles in. I don't even think it was that far. I just couldn't keep up. I tried, and yeah, it didn't have it in me that day for whatever reason. This was February, mid-February. So have I gotten that much better since then? I don't know. It's I don't know. I've been pretty good, solid with my training runs, consistent. I've switched it up since doing the run walk clinic. I'm just turning those days into training runs before clinic. I'm going to take a different approach this week because of what I have going on next weekend, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, came in under 145. And well, the pacer broke off at a certain point. I don't remember what mile 9. I think I was like, I should know this. I've run that race so many times. I should know. I think it's at mile 9. They break off. The marathon goes this way. They go over Lake Fayetteville, and the half marathon crew just basically turns around at Lake Fayetteville and goes back towards Springdale because you're in Fayetteville at that point technically. But um, yeah, it's across the finish line. I knew I had. Sorry, I got lost my train of thought. When I got to mile 11, I was looking at the watch and I was just like, just keep this pace and you'll be all right. Then I got to 12. I turned it up some just because you get that extra juice when you hit that last mile. Okay, I can give it all for a mile, whatever I have, whatever that is. And I just kept kind of looking at the watch just periodically just to see where I was at. And okay, I'm actually going to do. I realized I was going to do it at when I got. There's this part where you got to basically go around the block to the finish. But okay, I'm going to do it. Let's just see how fast. I knew I wasn't going to catch my brother. My brother had a PR the week prior at Run Bentonville, and it was 143 something. I'm thinking that's really ambitious. I don't know if I can do that, but I'll at least see if I can come close. And so that was the best I had. I was about a minute off from him. So it was a good day. My brother paced the marathon, did a phenomenal job, came in 4 seconds under when he was supposed to. So shout out Ben for pacing the 4:45 crew at the Hogeye marathon. And then I turned around the next day and did the 10K, Hogeye 10K. I got first in my age group. There was a timing snafu where it said I was third masters And then I go up to tell them that, and they're like, no, we don't see you here. It says you're first, but your first place award's gone. So here, give us your number, give us your info, and we'll get it to you. Stuff happens at these races. I'm not going to throw a fit. I don't even know if I'll say anything if it never comes, just because they got my points right for the Grand Prix and in the standings. I don't. It's not a big deal to me. It'll be nice to have. I'm not gonna say I don't want it. I'm just saying if it never comes, I don't think I'll care really. Got
Yeah.
other stuff.
Somebody in my run club, I guess they did get masters. I'm not entirely sure what their thing was, but the award that they were given was second place female.
Oh, well, cool.
And that's what they were told to take it. They were like, here, take it. Because that's what they
Yeah.
had. So I guess they got second place in something and they just gave them a second place female.
I assume it wasn't a female.
It was not a female, it was a male.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I didn't realize that. I saw his photo, I think, holding the trophy, but it
Yeah.
said female. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what it is. I think that stuff's kind of funny. I don't care. I don't get bent out of shape over something like that. I've seen people get like real mad, like it over not place. I get it if you don't get the results right, like that irritates me too. But they did get it right. They just handed people the wrong awards,
Yeah.
and I don't care that much to throw a fit about it.
Yeah.
That's just me. Get the time right, get that right. Have it in show it in the standings that you got that right. Then I would be irritated. That I understand because yeah, I am competitive about it. But if it's something like that, you hand me the wrong award or oh, we hand it to somebody else, like, okay, whatever. I'm, I'll
Yeah.
move on. See you next year. Um, but yeah, I had a good note. Sunday, I felt great at the start, which I've had foot issues. I don't know if I've discussed this on the show. Did we talk about my plantar fascia that I have going on?
I don't remember. I'm a great co-host, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I'm
doing great.
obviously knocking it out of the park too. You and I do have a lot going on outside of this, so that's our excuse. At least that's what we're going with. But yeah, I have plantar fascia. I haven't run since Thursday, and my foot feels great right now because I haven't run since Thursday. Because really, the only thing you can do for that is rest. That's the best thing you can do for it. I did get some new shoes. Got my first pair of Asics, and I really like them. Like they got me through. They've gotten me through training runs recently, and they got me through the Hogeye 10K because I wore those for the 10K. I felt great. Ran a 7-minute mile at the first mile, which I had said because I could see someone, the president of my run club, I could see her the first two because she's fast. I could see her the first 2 miles, like within striking ish distance of me. And I was thinking, I'm either having a really good day because I should not be that close to her. I was like, I'm either having a really good day or she's having an off day. And so really it was just she was normal. I was just booking it because I did run out of gas at mile 4 and I slowed down quite a bit. I kept moving, but man, I had slowed down quite a bit. And I was just saying, just keep going. Whatever it is, just keep going. So I did and came in 47:40, I believe was my official time, which was like about, I think it was a full minute faster than the year prior. So I've gotten better at this. It's just, yeah, I had a good day and I pushed through, or a good weekend, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Doing great.
Thoughts, Michelle?
Um, I want to
What have
know.
you been up to?
Oh, I've been up to law school. That is what I've been up to. We're coming on. I've got 2 classes left, like 2 days of classes and then finals. So it is just trying to push through to get through these last few classes. This was the first weekend that I've actually just like chilled and not done anything.
What's
Uh,
that like?
it's wonderful. I'm not gonna lie, it's great. Um, I did do some planting last weekend, because I needed to go ahead and get my garden planted, but I have not done anything like I've done no cardio. I have done some weightlifting, but no cardio in the last couple of weeks, probably 3 weeks, honestly.
What are you holding? I'm distracted by what you're holding.
It's a fidget toy. It's a marble fidget toy, so you just move the marble back and forth.
I thought you had a kazoo there for a second.
No,
Where did you find a kazoo, or how did you hang on to a kazoo all these years? Because I feel like that's something you just get at a some kid party or something, and then you've somehow had it for all these years. You're not a
no,
hoarder, so
no, no. I don't have a kazoo. It's a fidget toy.
okay. Well, you did get a new shirt,
Did I?
your
Oh,
Run Club shirt.
I
Wow.
did get a new shirt. Oh, yeah, our run club got tank tops. Um, and so I don't have it here to show, but it's really nice. Like it's yellow and pink and it's a super fun shirt. I like it a lot.
Sounds kind of bad the way you described it, but it works.
It
Trust
does.
me.
It
It's
does.
got it like fades and it's like starts off pink and then fades into the yellow.
Yeah,
It is a nice shirt. I liked it.
it is. Yeah.
So there's what's new in your when is your next race?
My next race is the Makeup Wildcat Extra Mile. So May 3rd.
That's not my or that's my next Grand Prix race. That's not my next race. I am going back to pacing this coming weekend, rocking my Beast pacing shirt. Shout out to my Beast fam. For those of you listening, why are you
That's a
shaking your head?
because that's a hat, not a shirt.
Oh, that's what I meant to say. Hat. It happens. I'm a half cup of coffee in, and just whatever excuse, just I got screwed it up. Okay, so yeah, rocking my Beast hat. So shout out to my Beast fam. I ordered a Beast shirt this week, a
Mhm.
T-shirt, like a tech T-shirt. I know I didn't have one. I just had a long sleeve one, and it's getting warm, and I realized I might need to go get a textile shirt because I've got 3 races I'm pacing for them in June.
Oof.
So yeah, I said I probably need to go ahead and order one of these, and it took a while to get my first one because they were just finishing or like shirts then or restocking their orders. But as soon as I put the order in for the shirt, I got an email shortly thereafter saying your shirt's on its way. And I'm like, really? Oh, cool. Well, that's nice. So hopefully I'll have it by before next weekend, which I am going back up to Fayetteville, the Fayetteville area, Friday night, and pacing the Do Not Stop half marathon in Fayetteville Saturday. And my plan, I ran this by my brother yesterday because he's pacing it also. My plan is basically to leave. I'm going to get in Friday night, I guess get something to eat and hang out and go to bed and then get up, go ahead. I'll probably go ahead and pack my stuff that morning because my brother lives about 35 minutes away from Fayetteville, north of Fayetteville. So my plan is to, and for those of you wondering, I live south of Fayetteville, significantly south. But my plan is to go run the race and then go straight home really after that. That way I can, because you're watching Dexter for me, my nearly 15-year-old dog, Friday night. So um, appreciate that, Michelle. And I'll basically just come home after that. And then the following day, Sunday, pacing the same race in North Little Rock along the river trail. So another double pacing gig for me this weekend. The first of like, I'm doing that 5 or 6 times this year. So it was great the first time I did it, which was last month, the end of March. I paced a half in Fayetteville and then turned around and paced the Fort Smith half marathon. It was a great time, but my foot hurt significantly after that. That's the first time I've had injury issues in a while. And my solution was time to go get some new shoes. So I did. I got the Asics. That's what prompted that. And really haven't had any, well, I've had issues since, but it's not gotten worse. And if anything, it's gotten better since Thursday, I guess you could say. But I'm looking forward to it. Should be a good time. Two more halves. The Hogeye was officially half marathon number 40 for me, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, officially half number 40. So just 60 to go till I hit that goal. I'm
You're
almost
getting,
halfway there.
yeah, I was gonna say you're getting really close to 50.
It won't feel real to me until I hit 50. When I hit 50, then I'll be like, okay, this is achievable. I can actually do this.
Yeah.
Um, really pacing's afforded me that opportunity. So thankful for that. But yeah, 41 and 42 will be completed by Sunday afternoon. So I'm looking forward to that. Just want to come out of it feeling okay. That's the goal. Obviously, do my job, which I'll do. I mean, even if you cut my foot off, I'd still feel like I'd find a way to do my job. Um, and I've got a crazy obsessive pride about it. So that's the goal. Do my job and hopefully feel okay after.
Yeah. We'll see.
Comments, Michelle.
I don't have a lot of comments, honestly.
You
Um,
don't say.
I don't know how you do the double pacing weekends, to be honest, because and it's probably obviously you train. I don't. Um, but just doing the one half marathon last year, I was so sore and I walked it. So, like, and it was my feet. Like, my feet hurt. My body was overall fine, but my feet hurt. And so that is just, I'm like, and especially with some foot pain, I don't know how you do it right
I
now.
was gonna say, well, my foot hurt afterwards.
Yeah.
It was fine until after Fort Smith. Then I knew something was wrong. Like this isn't normal soreness. There's something wrong. So you did bring me a bucket so I can ice my foot. I will probably do that today. Um, I'm going to go do family stuff, family lunch, and I'm going to hang out for a few hours and then go home or come home and probably go get a bag of ice along the way. And I got to get to a point where I can sit down for a while because with my dog and all that, he has mobility issues. So I got to get to a point where I can sit down. I know I'm going to be able to sit down for a while and stick in some ice. But I'll plan to do that today, later this afternoon, early evening, something along those lines. I genuinely enjoy doing it. I love pacing the half marathon. I feel like it's a day off for me. Half marathon is to me the perfect distance. It's not too far, it's not too short. Pacing a marathon, I've done that. Um, it's a good time, but it's still a marathon. Essentially eats up your day. I almost look at it as, I mean, that's what I'm doing that day. I'm running a marathon. A half marathon, I'll be out there for 2 hours and 9 minutes and change, and then I'll get done, and then I'll go have the rest of my day. I still feel okay. At least I'm not too fatigued or anything like that. Um, I just want my foot to be okay. When you said that, like my feet hurt, I was like, well, yeah, mine did too. My foot hurt pretty badly, but I got through it. Running a half marathon is not a big deal for me. I mean, that can be a long training run. It's just at this point, it's like I just want my foot to hold up. That's That's only the goal is do my job and then come out of it healthy.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. So I'm gonna have to switch up my training routine for the week. We have our clinic tomorrow, which, by the way, our run walk clinic for the cabin cruisers is that pretty solid turnout. I've not seen what they've done in years past, but it's a good turnout every week. We're entering week 4, nearing the halfway point because it's an 8-week program. This week will be week 4, so people are still showing up and working hard, and it's cool to see. I did not think I would enjoy it as much as I have. I got I got a little persuaded into it.
Is
Put
that
it
what
that
we're
way.
calling it?
Yeah, I got a little persuaded into doing it, being one of the leaders for that. But I said they made good points. They're like, "We know your Strava. We know you're available these nights." I was like, "Well, I can't really argue that."
I
Um,
mean, you could, but
I could, but
I think they would have been very persistent.
well, there's no thinking about that. They were very persistent, but we it, I agreed to do it. I mean, I could have said no, but I agreed to do it, and it's actually worked out all right schedule time because I'm in school too, so I'm not in law school, but it's a still a pretty what would I say, tough science class.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, still eats up a
Rigorous.
lot of yeah, just a lot of time devoted to studying. I spent all yesterday doing it, but yeah, I've been able to shift my schedule around to where I can use those days as my training runs beforehand, and then do whatever we do in clinic, and still able to get my training in. And oh, it's worked out okay. It's worked out just fine. I've actually really enjoyed doing it. I'm a little surprised by that. I mean, I've gotten to channel my old personal trainer, um, whatever you call it, just whatever I used to when I did that before COVID. And it's like, oh, I'm still kind of that guy. Not weight wise, just because I actually lifted then, but it's cool to be able to bring that part of me back to life to an extent, because it's not intense. It's basically this is what we're doing. Do the best you can, and I mean it's a free clinic. We want you to come work hard, but we want you to enjoy it too. We're not going to kick anybody out or anything like that. So just it's been a good time. I've enjoyed it. So doing that again tomorrow, and then coming home and taking a test. So I'm going to be doing a lot more studying today. I didn't really realize that as I was until I said it. I was like, oh, I got to go do that and then come home and take a test. So yeah, I need to study as much as I can today. Glad I put in as much work as I did yesterday. Um, yeah. Okay, Michelle. What are you bringing to the show this week?
Honestly, I don't have a lot to contribute, and that makes me feel like a bad co-host this week, but I just don't have a lot.
We're super interesting people, everyone.
I've just been so overwhelmed with school and work lately that that's really all I've had time to think about. Um, so I'm just, I'm here today. That's all I've got to say.
We've got a good 9 minutes left in the show, so we're going to fill it. So, you and I did watch a cult classic Friday night.
Yes. Yes.
You actually threw out options as far as stuff that you did want to watch, so I did
Mhm.
appreciate that. It
Yeah.
was pretty random. You had said Shrek, Napoleon Dynamite, or finish No Country for Old Men.
Hmm.
And I was like, well, I want to finish No Country for Old Men. I didn't want to watch Shrek. I like Shrek, but I didn't want to watch it. I wasn't feeling it. But yeah, I haven't watched Napoleon Dynamite in a while. We can turn that on.
Yeah.
You hadn't watched it since high school, correct?
Yeah, it's been a minute since I'd watched it, and it was just as great as I remember.
Let's say, was it as funny as you remember?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You did start laughing as soon as the tetherball scene came out came back out. It's it's a phenomenally quotable movie.
Mhm.
Absolute cult classic, awesome movie. Really great all around. I mean, even the end is it's excellent because it's like he kind of got the girl. He got the girl in his own way.
Mhm.
Thing is that like it would be out of pocket for Napoleon to have like a kissing scene.
Oh, absolutely. Like that's not going to happen. Instead,
No,
they just
but
play
for
tetherball together.
yeah, they finish the movie finishes with the two playing tetherball together and him just go just at the very end. Absolute perfect way to end the movie.
Yes.
If you're grading the movie, what would you give Napoleon Dynamite?
Oh, Napoleon Dynamite. Not
Excuse me. What movie is this?
Napoleon Dynamite gets an A for sure. I can't
I'm
give it an
going.
A plus, but I'm giving it an A.
I'm giving it an A plus. Why would you not give it an A plus? What's your one critique?
Mm,
It's a 5-star movie for me. I'll die on that hill.
I just feel like I don't know. I don't have a reason to not give it the A plus, really, but I just feel like it has to. There's always room for improvement, you know. A.
Yeah, I don't see how you can make it any better. Um, because it's not too long, it's not too short. It's
Yeah.
kind of that perfect length for me. Because you never see the dance scene coming. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I guess maybe you do because he gives you a tease and the doors open a little bit, so you can see him
Yeah.
get in the
Yeah.
practice. But you're like you're not expecting. You don't know it's coming. But when he does the strut back and forth and then he hits you with the head back, you know he's bringing the business. You're
Oh,
like something's about
absolutely.
to happen. But I think that's my favorite part of the whole dance is just the initial boom with the neck back, and you're just like, oh, he's about to do some work. Like something's coming. And then it happens, and then Pedro becomes president, and it's the happiest ending you possibly could have. Pedro beats Summer. Love for Summer. She, I don't know. She does a great because that's what's her face's Duff's sister, right?
I don't actually
Hillary
remember
Duff.
who that is.
That's her name. Haley Duff, I think, is her name. It's all coming back to me now. You know Hillary Duff, the
I know
Disney chick.
Hillary Duff. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's her sister.
Haley Duff. Yeah.
Yeah, she does a great job playing the popular, pretty girl. The kind of unlikable chick that you don't want to vote for, but people are going to vote for because she's popular.
Yeah.
And then Napoleon breaks out that dance, and then Pedro just it's a Pedro wave in the election, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. I just learned something though by looking up the cast to see what her name was. Um, did you know that Kip is a nickname? That that's not his actual name?
I assumed. I mean, what? But does it have his? They don't say his full name in the show or in the movie.
Yeah, but it's Kipland. Like Kipland. Kipland.
Okay, I didn't know that. Are
I
you
didn't
are you looking
either.
it up on IMDb or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, I mean, Kip got LaFonda,
Yeah, I
so
did.
I mean, it's a happy ending for everyone. Peace out.
And Uncle Rico got like was having that picnic date with the girl, so everyone was
That's. I assume that was his ex writing back to him.
yeah,
They make mention of her in the movie.
yeah.
It's an A+ movie. I mean, it's a masterpiece. That's a that's a husband and wife. That's a couple that wrote that movie, by the way.
I mean, it was great. They did a
Yeah.
wonderful job.
believe the husband directed it. And I don't know that they've done anything since because I don't know that you have to. I mean, that's your mic drop moment. You're like, that's our masterpiece, mic drop, and we're out.
They did great.
I mean, they made so much money on that movie. I'm sure they don't have to do anything.
That's
They can
true.
have kids and raise them and just be it.
Let's see. Oh, he's directed things since.
Yeah,
Um,
not like that though.
well, he
I mean,
directed Nacho Libre.
oh snap, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just hitting it out of the park. I like Nacho Libre too.
Yeah, no, he's done a lot since Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay, well, I'm way off then. Either way, very talented dude
Yeah.
in life, apparently. Get that coin out of my face. Nacho Libre is very quotable, also. Um, my dad is a big fan of both of those movies. I think he probably, enjoys Nacho Libre more than me.
I don't
I
think
like
I've
the
ever
use.
seen Nacho Libre.
You haven't seen a lot of things, so that
Yeah.
doesn't surprise.
Yeah, it's true.
Nacho Libre is another one we'll look into. It's kind of I don't know. It's funny. It's comedy, but it's not just complete comedy over the top. I don't know. So I'm doing a poor job describing it. I just like it. It's entertaining. Is that Midnight or your cat?
Well,
That's
Midnight's
it.
trying to leave and the cat is being mean to him. So it's both.
My dog's just chilling, sleeping because he does a lot of that these days. But yeah, yeah, I got pacing next week and both days. Going back to running now. I got a double pacing gig next weekend. You and I have the Wildcat Extra Mile the Saturday after that. So we'll have a recap of that and how these races go for me. And hopefully my leg is holding up through all of that. But that'll be the next show. But until then, we'll get out of here and we'll see y'all next time. Happy Easter, everyone. Enjoy the day. Michelle and I are probably going to go back to studying and whatnot. But until next time, Ethan out.
Bye.